Alongside Owen Nadishin, I'm Jonathan Mathis, and happy to have you here at Wildcat Stadium. Owen, when we look at this matchup, a lot of new faces on the field. This is almost the first Andrew Rohde team for Indiana Wesleyan. Keiser had a lot of transfers out, moving on, a lot of new faces coming in.
Yeah, Indiana Wesleyan is replacing 5 first-team offense and defense all-conference players, 1 second-team offense and defense all-conference players, 1 offensive honorable mention player, 2 defensive honorable mention players, and their star returner, Miles Cox, their first-team all-conference player. That is a lot of guys to be replacing, but I think this team is very capable of having a very nice season. This is going to be the toughest matchup in program history against the number 2 ranked Keiser Seahawks. They've been to the national championship 3 years in a row, winning the middle one, and that is a very talented football program they're about to kick it off to, and a very talented offense and running offense at that we're about to see in a few seconds.
And that one win right in the middle, that was the year that Shea Spencer was hurt and missed it. So you can imagine, as we'll see, just the thirst for accomplishment to get to the top of that ladder is very much abounding with Shea Spencer. As we're about to get this game rolling, Josh Clifton, the junior kicker from Illinois, gets it rolling. And it will be dropped initially by Desouza. Dallas Desouza, the freshman return man backup receiver, gets Keiser across the 15, so less than ideal field position. But Shea Spencer had a record-setting performance a year ago. He's back at the helm. He is the established presence on this offense for Keiser.
Yeah, Shea Spencer, first-team all-conference player in the Sun Conference. And, I mean, he is everything you can embody as a Keiser Seahawk. He has been here for all 4 years. He's a grad student from Florida. He just embodies everything that is a Seahawk. Coach Miles Russ could not, I mean, he had everything but awesome things to say about him. And that's besides the game of football. And we're about to see how talented he is on the football field.
We've got some experienced receivers back. Mariko Porcho, namely, he had a really good season a year ago, but he's going to be one of the lead receivers. Alicia Edwards gets a more premier spot as well. The running back, Jaden Miller. And they will go to Miller, and he's going to be caught at the 20 and fall forward to the 21. That defensive front for Indiana Wesleyan, some questions on depth, but the front 4 have been playing for quite a long time.
Yeah, they've been playing for a long time, Jonathan, but it's new-ish faces. The lovely thing about defensive line is they have 1s and 2s play the whole time. So these guys that were 2s last year, they have the experiences that starters have.
An entirely new linebacking core, at least in the starting 3, which has not happened in Indiana Wesleyan since the program started in 2018. It'll be Miller again, trying the near side. Decent run, first down, and the chains will move.
Yeah, Coach Miles Russ, he said he wants to establish the run and stop the run. We'll see how they stop the run next change of possession. But we, so far, are seeing the Seahawks' game plan is bringing the run and seeing how much they can do it, because once the run gets stopped, that opens up the field for Shea Spencer at quarterback.
And a year ago, he threw for over 3,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, both program records. Preseason All-Sun Conference. And that one is behind Alicia Edwards, native of Fort Lauderdale, transferred over a year ago from Charlotte.
Yeah, I really like the play design right there by the Seahawks. It was a little RPO. Shea Spencer decided to take it. He had that slip route right along the 30-yard line, elected to go on the corner route down the field at about the first down mark at the 39, and just threw it a little bit behind his receiver. If he would have thrown it long, it was probably going to be intercepted.
2nd and 10. That was Edwards in motion. They hit their big tight end. They're really excited about Ben Hayes, and he discards Vinci Solano for a big play. Gain of 26.
Yeah, I feel like one thing Indiana Wesleyan has struggled with over the years is covering the tight ends. It's been a big focal point for Wildcats defense, and when you see offenses focus on their tight end like that.
Davion Turner, one of the experienced defensive players on the stop.
So NUS's defense is going to get a little breather right there. Keiser was trying to go hurry up, and NUS's defense was, almost caught on their heels. So very fortunate that the clock was not up to speed.
And I'm Ben Hayes, a transfer in from Eastern Kentucky. They've been very encouraged by, what their head coach Miles Russ says is that they've always had a great tight end, and he is the new man up. It's Portia in motion. That's Miller with the ball straight up the middle across the Wildcat logo to the 45.
Yeah, Davion Franklin made that tackle. Franklin, another one of those linebackers, and he is going to be a really nice Sam linebacker addition to this ball club. You talked about how this is a brand new group of linebackers for Indiana Wesleyan. These guys got playing time on special teams last year, so obviously they know how to tackle, but can they play the linebacker position to true? Brock Thomas in there at the mic. He's going to be running this defense in the box, and I'm excited to see how he'll control.
And Andrew Rohde thought that Terry Sylvester, one of the starting linebackers, he would have started last year if he hadn't gotten hurt. Jet sweep, Portia tries to put the pedal down and gets it to the 36-yard line. Picks up 9.
Yeah, making that tackle was Terry Sylvester. And, you talk about Terry, if it wasn't for an injury, but then Drake Jasetsky, who was a honorable mention player for Indiana Wesleyan, he kind of took that spot from him.
Outside Desouza, who had returned the opening kickoff, blasted out of bounds, and every flag comes in.
Yeah, this will more than likely be a face mask. It'll go on Devin Arevalo. Either that or a horse collar.
Looks like there's a lot of options.
Yeah,
every flag came in.
There's two or three flags on the field.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 6. 15 yards to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
And that's the tone setter we talked about in the open. Devin Arevalo transferred in a couple of years ago. He is how he goes, the defense goes.
Yeah, Indiana Wesleyan with a penalty there. Last year, they had 86 penalties on the season, and they averaged 74.62 yards given up in penalties last year.
Strong drive thus far for Keiser. This will be play number 9. And it's to Portia. Able to fight his way to the 15-yard line, a gain of 3.
We saw the other tight end who Coach Miles Russ said it'll depend on what type of personnel's in the game. If you'll see Ben Hayes or both Ben Hayes and Leo Berman right there. You saw Leo Berman with a really nice block, and he set up which looked to be a negative play and was able to get his team some yards.
Spencer 3 for 4 for 20.
And Drew Duck back to receive for the Wildcat. Going at Hall lined up to kick for the Seahawks.
That opening drive for the Seahawks, they won 83 yards on 12 plays, taking 5 minutes and 14 seconds.
That drive by Keiser pretty definitive as Indiana Wesleyan will get their crack at it. Blake Brumball, like his counterpart Desouza, dropped the opening kick and be almost identical field position. There was concern for Indiana Wesleyan with their defense. Got ran through quite a bit by Indiana Wesleyan's outstanding running backs, Ryan Whitwell, Cameron Morrison. We're about to see him, and they're wondering how's that going to translate. Well, Keiser right up the middle.
Yeah, and I mean Jaden Miller, he is absolutely impacted that drive so much because every single time there was a really nice run by him, you saw Indiana Wesleyan's defense load the box, but then guess what? Shea Spencer got to air it out, and that's how you complement each side of a play is off, or if you're passing or running, you have to do that to establish a solid offense, and Keiser did it here. We'll see if Indiana Wesleyan can do it.
Here's the new quarterback, Arjun Lothe in the gun. Quick hitter out to their experienced tight end, Simon Vinson. who's able to get a decent gain across the 20 to get things rolling. They're really excited about Lothe.
Yeah, and the excitement is something very, on that exact play, we saw it from Lothe right there. He gets rid of the football so quickly. He knows exactly what he wants to do with the football the second it is snapped, and you saw it right there, going straight to Vincent. 2nd and 3.
Lothe over the top, but Brumball got taken down well in advance. He collided with a couple of the defenders. Tommy Battle, the fourth, was in the mix. No foul, no flag.
Yeah, they're going to say they ran into each other. We have some referees sort of coming in to have a discussion. We'll see if they, something with the play clock. Here's the call.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 9 minutes.
That's Pat O'Donnell, our referee, Ross Hayden, Derek Billups, Cody Johnson, Andrew McClure, Preston Green, and Jake Meyer. The entire crew for those scoring at home.
Yeah.
3rd and 3.
Yeah, and so it just looked like they just ran into each other, and that's not something that's going to draw a penalty. It's just an unfortunate situation for Indiana Wesleyan.
Indiana Wesleyan was 50% on 3rd down a year ago. Ryan Whitwell, powerful running back. He was all-conference first team. Indiana Wesleyan had 2 first-team all-conference running backs, and it's going to be quite close. But it's close enough. Chains move.
Yeah, you talk about 2. That's one of the guys they're replacing, one of the 5 first-team all-conference offensive players for Indiana Wesleyan. But the one that makes the biggest impact, Ryan Whitwell. And Coach Rohde is excited about Cameron Morrison.
Yeah, they think he's playing on fire right now. Some of his best football. It's Whitwell trying the near side and could close down by Keiser. Get him for a short gain. That was Kimani Edwin breathing in a kind of a flex position.
Yeah, Kaiser's defensive line is huge.
2nd and 7. Whitwell again, and he can't get by him again, but the defender's slow to get up, so a slight gain for Indiana Wesleyan, just a couple.
Yeah, Whitwell tried to shimmy shake out in space as we got an injured Seahawk down on the field. You'll see.
That's Edwin White Schultz, a junior. They were really excited about what he's going to do this year, but got the shoulder in the wrong spot. So stoppage here. It'll be 3rd down and 7. And there's another Keiser player down, too. One of the defensive linemen up the field. So 2 Keiser players are down.
Yeah, that's Jacob Bynes, the nose tackle junior from Trenton, New Jersey. And that's not... If you're a head coach, a head coach with a talented defense, the last thing you want to see is 2 defensive players going down on the first drive of the season. Obviously, everyone's banged up through camp, but both teams are down 2 of their first-team all-conference tackles. Both of those tackles have the chance to be up for an All-American award by the season's over with. Isaiah Courtois for Indiana Wesleyan, and then the Keiser one, I can't remember. It was
Tyler Logo.
Yeah, Tyler. And so so it's his leg, left leg.
So they're going to carry him off. Here's the replay. You see a buckle underneath him as his left ankle, or left lower leg around the ankle turned. Hope he'll be able to be fine. Hope it's just the shock of it and not anything more serious, but they need him to step up. This is an inexperienced defense for Keiser. They lost quite a few players graduation. They lost a lot to transfer up into the D1 ranks. Florida Atlantic, Louisiana Tech, Rhode Island, East Tennessee all have Seahawks on their team. And so breaking in a lot of new players along with the logo and Tristan Vann, their experienced linebacker who was outstanding in the postseason a year ago. But here's a 3rd and 7 for Indiana Wesleyan. Well protected. Lothe on the mark on the throw. Did he hang on? Braxton Myers did. He's a player that Owen they're extremely excited about.
Yeah, brand new faces, and I have here deep ball threat, next level vertical threat for Indiana Wesleyan.
Tricky pass there, looking back for Myers, and coming in a little too soon was the defensive back. Here's the replay from earlier.
And you see Lothe, his eyes just going straight to the right side of the field. Perfect throw by him.
And they haven't missed anything. They are deliberating right now.
There's a penalty flag thrown at about the 41.
Pass interference. Defense, number 6. Ball was placed on the spot for foul. Automatic first down.
That's Marlon Schad. He is a transfer a couple years ago, getting the starting spot today. He was a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And their defensive coaches, Coach Davila and Kelleher, a couple of their assistants, saw him and said, we need him on defense.
Yeah, and he's very talented. He got an unfortunate reason we're talking about him now, but he is a very talented defensive back for the Seahawks team.
Fresh set of downs. The logo making havoc deep for Brumbo. Just over.
Well, we were talking about Braxton Myers, deep ball threat. I also have deep ball threat written right next to Blake Brumbaugh as well. He's a guy that got some playing time last year with Tidwell, and just how talented Tidwell was, how talented Isaac Smith was, and now Brumbaugh, he is getting his time, and he is playing. He's going to make a giant impact on this team. Almost made a huge impact there as well.
Brumbaugh averaged 26.6 yards per reception. There are only 5 of them, but they were all big. Here's the lead receiver, Isaac Smith, the All-American. There's a flag down. Got to the 30. There's a flag down, though.
Yeah, it's going to...
Smells like a block in the back.
Yeah, it's going to be a block in the back on Braxton Myers.
It would have been a gain of 26. Here's a replay. Well...
He didn't block him in the back. He blocked him with his back.
The old back block.
Yeah. Here's the call.
Pass interference. Offense, number 11. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains second down.
Must have been just before our replay, but we didn't see it.
Yeah,
here it is.
Coach Rohde's floored right now.
That was the defensive player fell down.
Yeah, that is a good call. It was very late thrown. That's why I think everyone thought it was on that one where he blocked him with his back. But no, that was the right call. He pushed him down. You can't do that, especially when it's such a quick throw like that. Obviously, he doesn't know what's going on behind him. And so it's just an unfortunate, wrong place, wrong time for a block like that. But which is a really unfortunate penalty after a Seahawk penalty, so they're backed up even further now.
Well, that would have been a gain of 26. This is basically a 42-yard swing. Ryan Whitwell. Another strong run on the outside, gets the chunk of it back. Still a long way to go for the Wildcats. Gain of 7.
And that's the Whitwell we were more accustomed to seeing, is he hits those holes so quick. I mean, it is terrifying when Ryan Whitwell is running downhill.
Jacob Bynes, one of the defenders, a nose guard, junior, getting in on the stop. 3rd and 17. Underneath, Isaac Smith. He got almost all of it. He's going to be about 5 yards short, but a 11-yard gain to Isaac Smith.
Yeah, this is not 4-down territory, and we're going to see the punt team come out. And it's going to be an unfortunate end to what seemed to be a really nice drive for Indiana Wesleyan, and that pass interference just knocked them way too far back. And offensive pass interference is very hard to overcome, especially when you're starting at 1st and 10.
And Andrew Rohde, Indiana Wesleyan's coach, had talked about the small things. Penalties being one of them is the difference in opening games.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it earlier on the defensive penalty by Indiana Wesleyan, 74.62 yards a game in penalties for Indiana Wesleyan. Coach Rohde with love.
Oh, bad snap. Nolan Foley is going to try to get up, and it's loose. The ball's loose, and Indiana Wesleyan will be down inside the 10. A disastrous punt attempt for the Wildcats, and Keiser's right on the threshold. Loss of 37 on the play, and Keiser inside the 10.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened right there with Noah Foley. I mean, the ball was in his hands. I think he was more focused on the punt and dropping the football off his foot than catching the snap. And we see that sometimes when a quarterback drops the snap. Just unfortunate.
We'll be back. Keiser with the ball. First and goal, handoff to Jacob Miller. Inside, Jaden fights to the 6-yard line. Second and goal. So ball on the 7.
Yeah, and more than likely, Keiser's just going to do, they're going to run. They're going to try and run the clock down. They're going to try and run it in the end zone.
Spencer trying to check this down to the flat to their tight end, Ben Hayes, his second grab of the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, that time, Ben Hayes, when he caught a football on the flat route, his back was towards the guy who's trying to tackle him. The time before that, when he had that really long run after the catch, he caught it in stride, and so he was able to stiff arm, break some tackles, lower his shoulder. That time, not.
Big third down here for Keiser and this Indiana Wesleyan defense.
This could be a statement stop for this Wildcat defense. To limit them to only 3 would be massive for Rhodey in the offense.
Second, third down of the game for the Seahawks. That's Leo Berman, the backup tight end in motion. Looking to the flat, and a good open field tackle on the boundary, and Indiana Wesleyan gets the stop, but Keiser might be looking for more. There's a flag down after the play.
It'll be interesting to see what this penalty flag is. A beautiful tackle by Arevalo out in space.
This would be a just terrible mistake if this is on Indiana Wesleyan for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah. Here's the call from Pat O'Donnell. Oh, he just psyched us out.
Personal foul. Unnecessary effort on the defense. Number 92.
Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
That's Antonio White, the most experienced defensive tackle for Indiana Wesleyan. And so that would have been a 4th down, but Keiser gets a new set of downs right on the doorstep on the 3.
Yeah, and we're going to see on the replay here if you can see the unsportsmanlike conduct.
It's a handoff to Miller, and he's stonewalled. Surging in, Devin Arevalo.
Hey, Jonathan, you think there was some frustration right there on that?
They
flew in that backfield. They absolutely loaded the box, and just a big-time tackle from the safety, Devin Arevalo.
He sets the tone. Now, he plays in the box a ton.
Yeah, he is the heart and soul of this defense. Not a very vocal leader, but the defense, if they're going to play well, it's because he's playing well.
Second and goal. Loss of 2. Spencer will keep. Shea Spencer will run. The pile will push. And he will be just short.
He didn't have a ton of rushing yards last year. 57 carries, 255 yards. He did have 2 touchdowns. His longest run of the season last year was actually 35 yards. He averaged 19.62 yards a game in rushing wise. So he can do it. It's just not something they do a ton. It is something you see, though, from quarterbacks inside the goal line.
Miller lunging in. Touchdown, Keiser.
Yeah, and that time it's just the penalty was just such a backbreaker for Indiana Wesleyan. It was huge to get that stop on that 3rd down, possibly force a field goal from Keiser or make them attempt a 4th down conversion. Then the unsportsmanlike conduct, and it's mistakes that pile up on top of just. Obviously, Indiana Wesleyan gave up a touchdown the first drive. They're already starting deep inside of their own territory. It's just they need to get the momentum up on this sideline for the Wildcats. Already down 13-0, about to make it 14.
Second rushing touchdown of the game for Jaden Miller, who ran for 6 of them a year ago. But right now, Keiser running strong here in the first. They lead 14-0.
Dorian Hall lined up to kick for the Seahawks.
Cats, that last drive by Keiser, 6 plays and 11 yards. Second rushing touchdown for Jaden Miller. And now Indiana Wesleyan needing an answer because they haven't found one on defense.
No, not at all. And Jonathan, they found the answer on defense, and then a after-play mistake. Penalties, a holding, a pass interference, those things are most of the time, obviously they're not inexcusable penalties. No penalty is inexcusable, but it's understandable. Obviously, you're in the heat of the game, but it's the offsides, the unsportsmanlike conducts. That is how you get under a coach's skin, and it frustrates them, and that's how you ruin drives, and just unfortunate by Antonio White right there.
It also has doomed Indiana Wesleyan in the playoffs last year. And their upset loss to Benedictine here at Wildcat Stadium. Good run on first down by Ryan Whitwell. Picked up 6. Eli Bertrand on the tackle.
Yeah, we saw them run to that right side. They're putting a lot of faith in the young sophomore Elijah Phillips. The right tackle taking the spot of Isaiah Courtois, the injured offensive tackle.
And off again to Whitwell. Still on that right side. Still behind Elijah Phillips and just a couple of feet short of the first down, gain of 3.
Yeah, they like running with Elijah Phillips to that right side because of the captain Logan Penhollow at the guard spot on that right side.
Keiser must sit out for 1 play.
That means his helmet came off.
Yeah, process of elimination.
It's Claude Larkins, the transfer from Florida International, and here is Whitwell, and he's just got the first down.
Yeah, and that right there, that first down, that's what Whitwell does so well. It's the short, grueling yards. He gets tackled right at the first down mark, possibly could have been short, and then he does a great job lowering the shoulder, falling forward for the first down.
So far, Whitwell, 23 yards on 5 carries, 4.6 per clip. Lothe looking for Isaac Smith, and it is incomplete. Oh, he caught it. He caught it across midfield.
Keiser sideline throwing up the incompletions, but the back judge is the one that matters the most. Made the reception. He threw up the making the catch call. And yes, it is. He tucked that football underneath him.
Deep drop, looking out to Ryan Whitwell, who had quite a few catches a year ago. Didn't get much this time. Whitwell was 4th on the team with his 25 receptions.
Yeah, that was a really nice tackle in space by Eli Bertrand, the junior from Florida. Last year, 11 solo tackles, 5 assists, 1 pass breakup, a really nice tackle in space.
Came in as a defensive back, moved to linebacker. 2nd and 9. There's Blake Brumbaugh. He's got some wheels if he can find some space. Skipped along the sideline. Picked up 3.
So what Keiser did a really good job of is making sure 4 people ran over to that right side with only 2 Indiana Wesleyan players to block. And so at that point, Brumbaugh had to go towards the out-of-bounds side because everyone else was running from the right side, got pushed out of bounds.
3rd and 5, a little bit behind Whitwell. He's going to be short. Got it to the 40, but he only picked up a couple. He only picked up 4.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if this is 4-down territory, and it is. They're going to go 12 personnel as you see A.J. Schaefer, the junior from Ohio, coming out on the field. Wonder if he's a Buckeye fan.
They got a big one with Texas today.
Some may say.
A timeout on the field. It'll be discussed. That's the first one for
Into the first
quarter, rather. So we'll go to the break. Keiser leads 14-0.
Fourth and 2 for the Wildcats from the Seahawks 40-yard line.
Indiana Wesleyan was 69% on 4th down a year ago, and they're going for it here. It's Ryan Whitwell, and he has it. Just enough.
And I love that pre-snap design. They spread everybody out. It's 12 personnel, Jonathan. Everybody is so wide out, and then right before, he probably says something like shift or something like that, or that being Lothe, brings everybody in, then they do the run.
The lefty Lothe over the middle, deflected on the play. Good read there by Eli Bertrand.
Yeah, and just a miscommunication by Lothe and Whitwell. It was a nice pass by Lothe if Whitwell would have been looking at him, but it was also a nice route by Whitwell if Lothe would have thrown it long. So just some miscommunication. It's the first game jitters. They just need to get on the same page.
Remember, Bertrand began as a defensive back, so good in space and in coverage.
Yeah.
Lothe 8 of 12. A flag is down. There's Cameron Morrison, the backup running back, to the 30.
Yeah, and pre-snap penalty when they let the play run, usually an encroachment on the defense, and I believe that's what I just saw the side judge throw up.
Cameron Morrison has been just outstanding in camp.
Offsides. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
I love what Coach Rohde said. He said, people are going to wonder where this kid came from. That's just so funny because, in this day and age of football, where did this guy come from? What school did he come from? I didn't even know this guy was on the roster kind of thing. And then, boom, he just shows up in camp, and he proved it right there. Quick guy.
He had just 6 carries a year ago, but all he's trying to figure out is when to shake and when to rush the power, as that ball was plucked up off the turf by Isaac Smith. And just plucked it up, just indeed, gain of 2.
Yeah, and that's a tough pass for Lothe, but he's got to get it there because with the fact that Smith had to go down and get the football, it ruined his run after catch, and it slowed him down. Lothe has to float that ball with a spiral, get it to Smith in stride. It seemed as if he was timid by the rush on the outside.
And Smith came off a little hobbled, too. He is not exactly 100% entering this week, so he'll be attended to on the sideline. Speaking of which, Edwin White-Schultz was stretchered off to an ambulance and will be escorted off. There's a fade to the end zone. Braxton Myers incomplete. But a flag will come in. This will put Indiana Wesleyan right on the goal line.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 9. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That's Kamani Edwin, the extra safety. He was a rotational guy a year ago. Gets this key role this year and commits the pass interference.
Yeah, and that was great coverage up until about the 5-yard line when he did not realize the ball was in the air. He has to turn around and make a play on the football or let the receiver go in towards the football.
All the way up to the 14. Lothe over the middle. Incomplete. Standing tall was Malik Raz, who was also stepping up into bigger playing time at safety.
Yeah, and it's a good decision by Lothe, but he needs to throw it right there. When he's breaking across the 5-yard line, throw it at that point, because then he can catch it, tuck it, and then brace the hit. He was expecting him to catch it and brace the hit at the exact same time. That cannot happen.
Yeah, Lothe, first year as a starting quarterback, got 1 start a year ago. It was a program record performance in his 1 appearance, and that play didn't have a chance.
And that was one thing that Rohde did say. Lothe makes decisions and makes them quickly. Sometimes that can hurt you right there. Lothe made the decision quickly to throw the screen pass. At that point, he needs to see that the blocking isn't exactly how it needs to be to create a nice play out of it and look somewhere downfield.
Indiana Wesleyan spreads it on 3rd down.
Or tuck it and run it, which Lothe can do.
So far, Indiana Wesleyan 4 of 6 on 3rd down. Lothe well protected over the middle. Tipped high, almost intercepted. by Malik Raz, who's had a really good stand here in the red zone. And out will come the field goal unit for Indiana Wesleyan.
Here comes Josh Clifton, the first-team all-conference player in the MSFA East last year. He was 12 for 15, which is an 80% clip on the year. He was 1 for 1 inside of 20 yards, 5 for 6 in between the 20 and 29, which he is right here.
Well, this will be a 31-yarder.
5 for 6 then.
Wesleyan hopes he goes 1 for 1, and he does. So the Wildcats are on the board here, still early in the second. 14-3 Seahawks. First scoring drive for Indiana Wesleyan, 15 plays, 61 yards, 31-yard field goal by Josh Clifton in 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Here's Desouza. Last return he had, he didn't get it to the 20. This time he does. To the 21.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, you saw special teams right there. Indiana Wesleyan gets on the board with special teams. Jonathan, that was one thing Coach Rohde said they have to win is the special teams battle. Haven't seen much of it. Both teams made a mistake on opening kickoff. Keiser drops the kickoff ball. Indiana Wesleyan drops the Keiser return
Clock
kick.
operator, please reset the game clock to 13:03.
And so I mean, Indiana Wesleyan makes the field goal. Kaiser's made both PATs, so there's not really a separation yet. It's a long football game. 13:03 left in the second. We still have a whole other half to play after that. So, I mean, it's a long football game. There needs to be a separation in special teams, is what Coach Rohde said.
Well, Keiser right now, their offense has got it figured out. They're averaging over 4 yards per play. And their quarterback, Shea Spencer, is 7 of 8. And here's a good run here for Keiser. That was Dallas Desouza. Picked up 11.
Yeah, Desouza absolutely faked out Devin Arevalo. You'll see it right here, Arevalo on the bottom, on the right side of your screen. He went right on the outside of Franklin instead of going on the inside of Franklin, which opened up the hole for Desouza to go on the inside.
11 yards on that reception. Spencer now 8 of 9 for 52 yards. So not big plays, but the short ones. It's just been a lot of pinpricks that have been getting Indiana Wesleyan in bad spots. Here's the handoff to Bo Beard, the sophomore from Ocala, Florida. He's the physical backup running back. Kaiser's got a couple ones. They've got the pass catcher, Dylan Simon, and then Bo Beard is the more physical presence.
Yeah, and that is exactly how Coach Miles Russ described him. More physical back. And you see it right there. He is going to be the back that hits those A-gaps, runs straight up the behinds of the center and guards.
Anthony Cheeseborough, the experienced defensive end on the stop. He was first-team all-conference a year ago. Spencer, as the pocket collapsed, floats it down the sideline, and it is incomplete. Elisha Edwards, the intended target, third down for Keiser.
And I can't remember exactly who that pass interference was on Keiser, but he should look at exactly what he did right there. Davion Turner did a beautiful job of, I don't know if it's something in the eyes. They look in the eyes, they see the eyes get wide, they instantly turn around, make the play on the football. Outstanding play by Davion Turner.
Davion Turner, a transfer from Northwood over a year ago, was honorable mention all conference last year. You have to be a key presence in the secondary this year. 3rd and 9. Spencer rushed, gets it out to Bo Beard. He's got a first down and more towards midfield out at the 49-yard line. Picked up 15.
Yeah, missed assignments, Jonathan. Missed assignments, mental mistakes. That's what is killing Indiana Wesleyan right now on 3rd down. Somebody needs to pick up Beard out of the backfield. I mean, you see some of the guys on the screen right there just pointing out to their left, saying, who's got that area? They need to get on the same page. Just both sides of the football are struggling.
Beard didn't have any catches a year ago. Not expecting him to make the play. That is Hayes in motion. Quick hitter, Desouza, upended immediately by Vinci Solano.
That time they covered the flat.
They learned from the last one.
He caught the football and 2 Wildcats were straight in his face. Beautiful job by Indiana Wesleyan to correct the mistake after the play that they made the mistake on. You like to see that early on in games, especially early on in seasons, is when a mistake is made to correct it, especially if the next play you're presented with the opportunity.
Vinci Solano was a 4.0 cumulative GPA. He learned. He's quick.
Smart guy.
Second and 11. Skipped, and Solano picked it off. I told you he's a quick study.
And he is absolutely pumped up coming off to the sideline. He's not exactly, and Coach Rhodey said, he is not going to be the physical force that Preston Sykes was, but he is going to be, if not as smart or smarter than the player Sykes was.
He reminded Rhodey of a lot of Jameis Carson, who was just a stalwart safety for Indiana Wesleyan.
I'm about to make a wild comparison, but very similar to how when Tyrann Mathieu, when he was at LSU, he made a lot of second plays like that where the ball gets tipped up and then Tyrann Mathieu is just right there. Perfect timing by Solano.
Well, he is the Honey Badger. Maybe Solano is just the Badger.
Yeah.
1st and 10. It's Whitwell on the misdirection, is able to squirt ahead for 4 yards.
And Whitwell did a really good job of just, sometimes I get frustrated when I look at running backs. They try and find something. They run, sideways. Whitwell does a really good job of running sideways, realizing I don't got nowhere to go, and lower his shoulder and just go into some players.
Whitwell again. He hadn't had a big play yet. This one, his best run of the game, gets the first down. Picked up 9.
A little leapfrog there too. Hurdled over, I think, a fallen Seahawks leg or something like that. But a nice run by Whitwell. You'll see it on the replay right there.
1st and 10. Lothe looks over the middle, incomplete. There was some contact. Ball maybe a little bit behind Isaac Smith.
Yeah, it was behind Isaac Smith, but the reason there's no call is because Malik Raz made a play on the football.
Malik Raz getting a first start of his career has really had a big impact here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Russ said he wants Raz to take that next step. He can be a very similar guy to how Cameron Morrison is for Indiana Wesleyan, where this guy come from, if he takes that next step.
Whitwell on 2nd and 10 is stood up by Kedrick Burley, who has been making an impact rushing the passer, but he stops the runner. 3rd down.
Yeah, Indiana Wesleyan is going to have, they've struggled past the 50-yard line in this game. It's almost like Keiser's defense tightens up and realizes, okay, we made some mistakes in front of on the other side of the 50. Let's tighten up, make those mistakes go away. And they're doing it here with Indiana Wesleyan in a 3rd and long situation.
Lothe into the flat, but misplays just a little bit askew of Cameron Morrison. Just a miss.
Yeah, and if you want to throw the football in the flat to a running back, Cameron Morrison is that guy. He's a shifty running back. He's drawn some comparisons to Tay Williams, the running back from Indiana Wesleyan from a couple years ago.
He's an All-American.
Yeah, exactly, All-American, and you just can't miss him.
4th and 9. It'll be a little pooch punt by Lothe. Well, quarterback and punter down at the 5.
Put that in the stat sheet for Lothe.
Yeah, 38-yard punt for Lothe. Keiser has the ball. Next. Last drive was a turnover, so Keiser looking to respond with less than great field position. Bo Beard might have got a couple inches before being driven backwards.
Yeah, and Shea Spencer, only 6 interceptions last year in the season. It was a very clean season for Shea Spencer, and unfortunate for him, a tip drill by the backfield for Indiana Wesleyan is the reason he gets interception number 1.
Second rush of the game for Beard went for no gain. 2nd and 10. Spencer from his end zone looking for Edwards, and he was in coverage with Shepard. Vance Shepard, who was tested quite a bit at the end of the year last year, holds up into coverage, and Andrew Rohde said he needed to.
Yeah, even if that was a great pass, Vance Shepard was playing Velcro-esque defense. He was right on top of Dallas Desouza. I don't believe that would have been a completion, regardless if it was a good throw or not.
Who is he like, Champ Bailey or Charles Woodson?
All right. Some may say Patrick Peterson. I don't know.
3rd and 10.
You can tell I'm excited about the Tigers versus Tigers tonight.
Spencer hands it off Beard up the middle. Good run, but short.
And honestly, that play call almost resulted in a first down, but it was more of a, all right, I want to get my punter's heels from out of the end zone. Did its job, and it almost got them the first down.
It was like the defense, and they're all looking for the pass, and then Beard just a quick burst right up the middle. Gain of 7. That's a couple stalled possessions for Keiser, one with the interception. Now this is the first time they've had to punt. Dorian Hall's first punt of his career, the freshman from Sarasota, Florida.
2 for 2 on this young season in PAT attempts.
And that's what Miles Russ said. What they hope for him is extra points and kickoffs.
Yeah. If your kicker has a very limited amount of field goal attempts, that's usually a good thing.
But now he has to punt from his own end zone. Waiting to return is Grant Irwin. Rather explosive junior from Plainfield, Indiana. And it will be downed at the 36, 38. All right, so Indiana Wesleyan getting the ball back. You've noticed, we were talking just off air, that offensive line for Indiana Wesleyan, which was perceived to be a strength, has been.
Yeah, Lane, Logo, Harris, the 3 big defensive linemen for the Seahawks. We were talking about how they could be a very terrifying group for Indiana Wesleyan's offensive line to go up against. Indiana Wesleyan's offensive line hasn't blinked an eye as we have a down Wildcat on the field right now. That looks like it is number 10 for the Wildcats, Terry Sylvester. And if you hope he's okay if you're Coach Rohde, that'd be a big loss for Coach Rohde and Coach Austin Taylor, the defensive coordinator for the Wildcats. But going back,
he was a special teamer last year and is now going to be, on paper, the star linebacker.
Yeah. And going back to Indiana Wesleyan's offensive line, they have created some really nice holes. There hasn't been a giant, just big explosive run by Indiana Wesleyan's offense just yet, but I feel like this offensive line has stepped up to the test that this Seahawks D-line presents.
The longest run for Indiana Wesleyan thus far is 10 yards. Longest play was 15, although there was a 26-yard completion that was called back on a penalty. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan Whitwell, whirls forward, and then the push and the shove across the 45.
As an offensive lineman, as a former offensive lineman, my favorite thing is when my running backs' calves are the exact same size as mine. Ryan Whitwell, he is an offensive lineman push. He's just churning those legs while the offensive linemen are behind him pushing him along.
He ran for 1,100 yards a year ago after transferring in from the University of Indianapolis, a Division II school in the NCAA. Didn't get much. 3rd down.
Yeah, Bertrand came flying in completely untouched. You'll see him right there on the right side of your screen. Nice job by Whitwell to avoid the initial contact. But when a guy comes flying in the backfield like that, it's usually a miscommunication on a double team by the offensive line. And that means at that point, someone's realizing they made a mistake and another guy's going to come through.
Eli Bertrand and having a great day so far. 9 tackles for the Seahawks, all in the first half. And then Kendrick Burley said, it's not my fault. It's that lineman. Owen Addison says, lineman never false start.
Offense, number 58, 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
I don't say that. I say O-lineman never hold. I may or may not have
Pat
gotten some
O'Donnell
holding calls.
said he did.
Yeah. Peyton Hutchinson, he is filling some gigantic shoes. Will Angel, the 3-year starter for Indiana Wesleyan, was the #1 center in NAIA last year.
3rd down and 8.
Some hard snaps or some hard counts from Indiana Wesleyan. Saw some of the DNs almost go on 1 foot for Keiser.
Lothe well protected, has Braxton Myers down the sideline, inside the 20. Gain of 44.
We saw it there. We finally saw it. Deep ball threat, next level vertical target for this Wildcat defense, or for this Wildcat offense. And this is one thing I love. Big play, running the next one right away.
It's Ryan Whitwell. He's got some room, and he will be short. Rolled his way for an 8-yard gain down to the 2. Bertrand in on the tackle with Edwin.
Yeah, just a really nice, beautifully thrown ball by Lothe.
And it is Whitwell, a touchdown, Wildcats.
And Jonathan, we didn't see it in our camera view, but I saw it down the field. After that run, on the play before that, to get them to that point, Lothe was saying, let's go, let's go, let's go. Looking to the sidelines, telling Lothe, or telling Palmer, telling Rhodey, let's call a play. We got them on their heels. They did that, got to the line of scrimmage, easy touchdown run for Whitwell.
3-yard touchdown run. He had a dozen of them a year ago, and he missed a couple of games. The extra point is good. 10 unanswered by the Wildcats. They get the ball to start the second half, too. Keiser needing an answer. Took 2 minutes to go, 62 yards in 5 plays. The big one was the long bomb to Braxton Myers. A little bobbled on the return. And Desouza has something developing down the sideline across the 30.
That sort of came out of nowhere from Desouza. He was letting that football bounce out of bounds. The ball hit at a perfect point on its come down that it just bounced straight back up. Desouza quickly, he realized, oh, I got to return this, and then got a really nice return out of it. Great job by him to make something basically out of nothing.
Yeah, Dallas Desouza, that's his best return of the day. The freshman from West Palm Beach.
We have an invalid T signal, which is an invalid fair catch signal. The ball was recovered at the 2 and will be placed at the 2-yard line.
Wow.
First down.
Wow, Jonathan.
There's a freshman mistake if I've ever seen one.
I'd like to see if we had a camera view on Desouza, if we can catch that. What a catch by this officiating crew right there. That's one of those things that is very hard to notice. You have to have somebody keened in on that. Clearly somebody was.
Miles Russ was on the sideline talking to our referees, I think something to the tune of, are you just serious? But what would have been their best field position of the day for Keiser is now their worst. The Wildcats show blitz. They bring them all. It's tipped and it's incomplete. That was Antonio White got his hand up.
Yeah, Antonio White, he had 2 of those last year in his second string season, now getting the starting job, getting #1 in game 1.
Here's the T signal.
I think you see it right before it hits.
You see a lot of returns. It's the keep away.
Yeah. So back-to-back drives for Keiser inside of their own 10.
Shea Spencer just getting his head around his Edwards, and he can fly. Good play by Keiser. They pick up 17.
Yeah, and sometimes that's the issue. When you have a really talented receiver going up against you as a defensive back, you almost have to play off. Even sometimes when you're in man coverage, you still have to play safe because you don't want him to beat you on a quick move at the line of scrimmage, and then he's gone over your head past you. So you had to play back right there, got beat on the out route.
Second reception of the game for Elisha Edwards. Shea Spencer. He's got a man downfield. It's Dallas Desouza, and it's incomplete, but pass interference on Vinci Solano.
Okay, this is going to be an obvious call. It's going to be a pass interference on Solano. Touchy call. We'll see here. Yep, so that's a good call. He came down with his right arm, holding the right arm of the receiver.
Defense, number 32. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
Well, it would have been a gain of 46, but instead it's going to be a gain of 15 by virtue of the penalty.
Yeah, and I understand if you're looking at it in quick game time, I can understand how that does not seem like a pass interference. Fortunately, lucky for us, we have the beauty of instant replay. Solano's right arm came down on the right arm of the intended receiver, withholding him from getting that arm up. That's a clear case of pass interference.
It's 1st and 10. Under 4 minutes to play here in the second. In a 4-point ball game. Little razzle-dazzle to Dallas Desouza. He has a first down and more. Vinci Solano is there and shoves him out of bounds at the 40, but it's a 25-yard gain to Desouza.
Yeah, and great job by Desouza. Just on those type of plays, jet sweep, stuff like that, you just got to follow your blockers. And he trusted them that they were going to seal off that outside. They do it, and he's able to get a big chunk play. And Jonathan, now they're kind of at the point where that pass would have been intended at.
Miles Russ said that the world's going to see what he can do. And Desouza had just picked up the biggest play of the game, distance-wise, 25 yards.
I think something happened with the clock.
Our referees are conferring.
Operator, please reset the game clock to 3:38. We will keep the game clock on the field.
So it'll be the scoreboard here at the stadium has gone out. As you can see, our clock has evaporated.
Yeah.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Keiser, and they're driving here late in the second.
Yeah, the best drive we've seen from Keiser in a long time.
Blitz shown from the bottom. That's Devion Franklin. Quick hitter to where the blitz came from, and a good play to Elisha Edwards. And he'll be bumped out of bounds. Good chunk play for Keiser. Picked up 9.
I was talking about him earlier and how good he was blocking in space, and another great block in space right there. Leo Berman absolutely just embraced Davion Turner, who came flying in there ready to make a big tackle. He's getting some high fives going towards the sideline. I love those unseen things, untalked about things. Berman is going to get some high fives. Win or loss for Keiser, he's going to get some high fives and good jobs in the film room tomorrow.
Yeah, they have Ben Hayes, their starting tight end, they're very excited about, but you got to have a good blocking tight end as well. And Keiser always has some strong tight ends. 2nd and 2. They fake it to Miller. It's tipped and it's incomplete. Davion Turner got his hand in there, boxing out the intended receiver.
Yeah, I'm chuckling at it because you'll see on the replay here, that would probably have been an interception for Devin Arevalo, and he looks up and looks at Davion Turner saying, dude, what the heck?
Come on, man.
Why'd you get in my way? But that's just, it's an unfortunate circumstance for Devin Arevalo, that the fact that he gets it. Davion Turner has to make a play on the football, but he probably would have had a pick right there.
They'll get it to the outside, and it will be a first down for Keiser. Lunging effort there. It was Elisha Edwards. Jersey was all askew, but it didn't matter.
Yep, and Jonathan, he didn't get a lot, but he didn't need a lot. Vance Shepard with a nice tackle in space. If this was backed up towards the 40 or even the 45, that would have been a great play in space. Unfortunately, a first down.
1st and 10.
Spencer with the hard count. Now looks back over towards the sideline. Gets the play call.
We're seeing some hard counts from both teams, really observing the defense. Now we have a timeout.
Yeah,
Or
2-minute,
yeah.
2-minute timeout, not a warning. Warning, 2-minute timeout.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes.
We'll be back.
And this is the 2-minute
Keiser
timeout.
driving towards the half. So 1st and 10, Keiser a steady drive. Spencer looking for his 14th completion, almost intercepted. Vinci Solano almost had his 2nd pick of the day. Laid on the platter for him.
I might take back my honey badger comparison.
Just a badger.
Just a badger. That should have been a pick. I wonder if he would have got an interception, though, because his knee fell at the 1. It would have been interesting to see if anyways would have been down at the 1, but obviously that's, at this point, it's hearsay.
Neither here nor there. Spencer had a good day thus far for the most part. He's 14-21 for a $120, but 1 pick, almost a 2nd. A fadeaway throw looking for his tight end, Ben Hayes. That was incomplete. They've gone to Hayes a couple times now today.
This is normal for quarterbacks to do what I'm about to say, but when you have a defender in your face, most of the time a quarterback is going to get flustered. They're going to make a bad throw. But that's what separates good, great, and elite, is if you can make throws with defenders in your face. Spencer struggling right now when defenders are coming and they're just right in front of him. He is struggling to make throws, especially over-the-shoulder throws.
He's come up big, though, for Keiser. Big moments a year ago. Most outstanding player in the quarterfinals and the semis. A fade, and Edwards not able to haul it in. Davion Turner in coverage. So 4th down, and they have the rookie kicker, the freshman, Dorian Hall. This would be a 46-yarder.
Yeah, right now, Indiana Wesleyan, I guess you could technically say winning the special teams battle with that mistake by Keiser. Obviously, we're still in that same drive. They've moved down the field since then. But Indiana Wesleyan winning on the special teams battle, Keiser could kind of knot it up right here if they make this field goal.
But hold the phone.
Jonathan Pizzanti, offensive lineman junior out of California, just got ran over by Anthony Cheesebro because he knew it was a timeout. He knew the play was called dead. Cheesebro did not, however.
Cheesebro said, "Welcome to the NAIA, man." 46 yards. Drove it through. What a kick by Dorian Hall.
Big time kick by Keiser, and it creates a touchdown lead for them. So now Indiana Wesleyan will have to score to knot it up.
Off a field goal, Dorian Hall. He kicked that last one 46 yards. This one he blasts even further. Blake Brumball on the return. Jitterbugs to the 24. And the Wildcats have 91 seconds to answer. Now, they do have the ball to begin the second half, so a chance for Indiana Wesleyan to double up.
Yeah, wasting time on the clock, getting down there to kick a field goal isn't worst case scenario. Obviously, you'd like to be tied or winning going into halftime. But, hey, that's the beauty behind football. There's 2 halves. You could be down 35 and come back in the second half. And so they need to get down, get past the 50-yard line, get into field goal range, secure yourself some form of points.
And Indiana Wesleyan's shown that they can move it quickly after that play with Braxton Myers. They sped it up, and it was lethal.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Morrison into block. Blitz comes in. They release Morrison. There's a flag down behind the play, and Cameron Morrison was going to fight his way to the 35, but that flag is in the holding area of the field.
Holding. Offense. Number 79. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains. First down.
It's Logan Penhollow, who was going to start at left guard originally, but when Isaac Courtois got injured, he got moved over to right guard, and he committed the holding violation.
Yeah, and screens are hard, especially for those inside 3 when they're going out into space, because you have to shed your block. You have to basically throw the defensive lineman out of your way. And so sometimes when you throw them out of your way, you can hold on for a little too long. Looks like a holding call, and that's what the call was there.
Lothe with 3 wide receivers to the right.
First and 20.
Motions out. Lothe,
Over the middle to Braxton Myers, a little too far in front. Myers didn't see it till very late. And it'll be second down.
And Jonathan, honestly, I like that throw by Lothe. Great decision by Lothe. It looked like Myers looked downfield, saw that there was a guy about to hit him, and sort of slowed down. He needs to run through that. You're a receiver. You're going to get hit.
Second and 20, and more pressure applied by Kedrick Burley. Pump fake for Braxton Myers, underthrown and almost intercepted.
Yeah, Braxton Myers had to play DB right there. Did a good job at that. Lothe got hit late as well. One of the things that they really liked about Lothe is his deep ball. They really thought his deep ball was accurate. And honestly, we haven't really seen the accurate deep ball yet from Lothe besides that one throw. I believe that was Myers down the field on that previous drive.
Yeah, Darius Smith from Hollywood, Florida, who's playing in place of the injured Edwin White Schultz, almost got the interception.
NAIA. Hard count from Lothe. Takes it. 4 players go to left.
On third and 20, this would get it. If Blumbaugh, no, he can't make the grab. It's a little bit behind him. And fourth down.
Jonathan, there's another one that he could have just waltzed into the end zone. The 2 defenders that were behind him ran into each other and both fell down. And, I mean, yes, you can say Brumbaugh should have turned around like a center fielder in baseball and made the catch, but Lothe has to get that there. He had all the time to drop back, air it out, and he has to make that throw.
So now it's Keiser who's going to have almost a minute to do something with it. Can they add to their lead? Nolan Foley, first punt went really bad. This one is going to roll backwards. So phenomenal field position for Keiser. That's 18 yards on the kick. The punt operations have been less than stellar to start this season for Indiana Wesleyan.
Yeah, and it was a struggle last year, Jonathan, if you remember that for Indiana Wesleyan.
Please reset the game clock to 53 seconds.
Like I said, Jonathan, it was a struggle last year for Indiana Wesleyan trying to find a consistent punting game. Not a great start for the Wildcats in the punting wise. They had the mistake earlier, which led to a Keiser touchdown, and then right there, backed up to your own end zone. You have to at least attempt to flip the field. They don't even get close to it.
Oh, phenomenal field position for Keiser. Now they're well within striking distance, but a bad snap. Miller able, Johnny on the spot, has it. He's going to turn something out of it. A good run, especially given the circumstance. Gets it to the 32, or rather get it to the 28-yard line, picked up 5.
Yeah, and Jonathan, sometimes when you're caught off guard, so is the defense. So the defense kind of is slow off the ball. You see on the replay right there, yeah, they're down in the 3-point stance, but they're not explosive because they saw Spencer sort of turn to the sideline or talk to his offense. So sometimes it works out for you.
Picked up 6 on the play. And he got out of bounds, too. Shea Spencer, clean snap this time over the middle, setting up shop was Ben Hayes, and he rumbles inside the 20 to the 17.
Yeah, now inside the red zone, Jonathan, I wouldn't be surprised if Shea Spencer only targets his tight end.
Brock Thomason on the stop after a gain of 11. And now here's a little flick out to the side. Good play by Desouza inside the 5, down to the 2.
Pass is complete to number 6, Dallas Desouza.
And what a flip of the script, too, where Indiana Wesleyan had the ball down a touchdown, try to get a score, and Keiser threatening to go up 2 scores now right before the half.
Yeah, it's been a tale of 2 drives. Keiser, 2 great drives to start the game. Indiana Wesleyan not. Then Indiana Wesleyan has 2 great drives. Keiser has 2 bad drives. And now it's sort of flip-flopped again. 1 good drive from Keiser, a bad drive from Indiana Wesleyan. Keiser about to have another really good drive.
And how big that 18-yard punt. Spencer moving the pocket, looking for Elisha Edwards. And he has it for a touchdown, Keiser.
And Shea Spencer, experience. That is the definition of an experienced quarterback. He knew that it's goal line, man coverage. I am going to wait till there is an inch of separation. He waited, saw the space, threw the ball. Great job by Shea Spencer.
First passing touchdown of the game for Shea Spencer. Elisha Edwards had 3 of them a year ago on the reception. Keiser goes up 2 touchdowns. The extra point is good, and we've seen special teams talked about in the open. They've gone in favor of Keiser, and they lead 24-10 with under 30 seconds to go.
And Jonathan, you talk about special teams. We talked, you just mentioned it. Coach Rhodey said that's what's going to be the separation between a really good team and just an average team. Obviously, Keiser, they know you have to be really good in all 3 phases to make it long and late into the season. 3 years in a row, make it to the national championship. Obviously, they succeeded on all 3 phases of football throughout the entire year. They haven't lost a game besides those 2 national title games for the past 3 years when it comes to NAIA schools. And Indiana Wesleyan, they struggled in the game that they lost last year. Their first loss here at Indiana Wesleyan in a long time. It was special teams. That was a big issue for Indiana Wesleyan. And a long off season with special. Hopefully you try and fix those special teams issues. Unfortunately, they're showing they haven't.
Yeah, Indiana Wesleyan hadn't lost a home game in 4 years, and they still haven't lost a regular season home game in that time. But they're up against it right now. Blake Brumbaugh will run it out of the end zone. And there's a flag down as he's escorted out of bounds just shy of the 20.
Yeah, either Seahawk grab the face mask or it'll be a holding call. And if it's a holding call, I could see Indiana Wesleyan possibly just either maybe kneel it out or try and get just runs.
Holding. Receiving team, number 87. That play will be enforced half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's Harrison Stomps, the transfer from Indiana State. And so for Indiana Wesleyan, the only silver lining is that the Wildcats get the ball back to begin the second half. And for Keiser, You don't even need a silver line. They're playing great.
Yeah.
And they're the ones not making the mistakes.
Yeah, Keiser, 3 penalties, 23 yards. Indian Wesleyan, 6 penalties for 62 yards. That's over 10 yards worth of penalty every time. That is just not at all what you should be doing. The Wildcats need to clean some things up in the locker room. Down 2 scores now.
It'll be a run to Ryan Whitwell. And I think that will be the determining factor of going to halftime or not. He was able to get 7.
Yeah, I don't think Kaiser's going to call a timeout.
Now they're up 2 scores. Indiana Wesleyan's got a bit to figure out. They've missed on big plays. The penalties have been an issue for them. There have been some mental miscues. And Keiser, who has reached the summit of NAIA football, they've battled for championships. They're the ones that are holding serve here on what is the big game here in the NAIA in the opening weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Lothe's got to clean things up in the locker room. The defensive line needs to clean things up, especially defensive secondary needs to clean things up in the flats. Whereas Keiser, it just needs to be the same old story. They need to keep doing what they're doing. And if Indiana Wesleyan doesn't clean things up, this could be a long second half for the Wildcats.
All right, we'll step away for halftime. When we come back, second half between Indiana Wesleyan, number 6 in the country, number 2, Keiser. Getting ready for half number 2, and if you just look at the yardage thus far, Keiser's outgained Indiana Wesleyan by 56 yards overall, but that doesn't even fully encapsulate where the miscues we talked about at the end of the first half. Indiana Wesleyan's missed on some big plays. Keiser hasn't had that many big plays, but they've hit on everything in the middle.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about the 50-something yards of separation between the two. 73 yards in penalties for Indiana Wesleyan. A sloppy mental first half for the Wildcats on a lot of phases, but especially when it comes to penalties for the Wildcats. They need to clean things up on a ton of different levels, but penalties is probably one of the bigger focal points for Rudy.
And Indiana Wesleyan hasn't really gotten the ball running that well. Keiser hasn't either. They both average less than 4 yards per carry, but Keiser's 3.6, Indiana Wesleyan 2.4. And the third quarter is underway. Dorian Hall having a really good debut game for Keiser, and it'll be a touchback for the Wildcats. And for Arjun Lothe, who has had an up and down, currently his completion percentage, wrong end of 50. He's at 46%.
Yeah, and his wrong end of 50, his QBR is on the wrong end of 100 as well. 84.4 QBR compared to Shea Spencer's at 117.9. And honestly, if you want a high QBR, QBR rewards smart decisions. And Lothe is struggling with making smart decisions. He has to clean things up. He's very capable of doing that. I'm not saying he's not. He has to make the smart decisions, and he needs to start throwing better deep balls.
Whitwell's been a bright spot, 68 yards on 15 carries and a touchdown. Lothe will fire, and he has Isaac Smith. Just missed him. Little in front. Malik Raz in coverage.
And there, Jonathan, there it is. I was just talking about it. I know that's not a true definition of a deep ball, a vertical route, but that is a big throw down the field for a nice chunk, and he throws it over the head of Isaac Smith.
Now 10 of 22 passing for Lothe. Here's Ryan Whitwell. That's been the best portion of the offense for Indiana Wesleyan. Get it up to the 30-yard line. Gets 5. Tommy Battle the fourth on the tackle.
Yeah, ran it right behind the right guard, Logan Penhollow. And again, the offensive line continues to be a bright spot. I really personally haven't felt Lothe has been needed to hurry in the backfield on pass. I feel like they're getting nice bits and pieces of runs as well.
3rd and 5. Lothe gets to Isaac Smith. That's a first down, and he can turn and fly. Gets it up to the 49-yard line. Best pitch and catch to Isaac Smith of the day. Josh Pastrana stopped him, but a gain of 19.
And because I love to talk about the unseen things, you might see on the bottom of your screen, you did for a second there, Blake Brumbaugh did a nice job running down the field and blocking.
Hesitation run. Ryan Whitwell caught from behind. Ball came out, but he was down. That was Kendrick Burley. the freshman from Pompano Beach, Florida, transferred in from Middle Tennessee from a year ago.
Yeah, that was probably the first bad run I thought the offensive line has done up front, along with that one where a guy came in just loose, free, blitzing linebacker. Those two runs really just, honestly, only two bad runs so far for the Wildcats.
After a 1-yard gain, it's Whitwell. This will be better. Ryan Whitwell across the 40.
Whitwell's patience with running backs are things you cannot teach. It comes with experience, and Whitwell, so patient, saw the hole open up at the last second, bursted right through it.
Gain of 14. Right back, no, it's Lothe, and it's Braxton Myers, touchdown.
A great call by you, Jonathan, on that touchdown, and a great throw by Lothe. He finally, you saw the patience from Lothe, delivered a strike right over the middle of the field. And personally, I think that is the best throw of the entire day from Lothe.
Big day for Braxton Myers. 3 catches, 94 yards, and a touchdown. And so a quick answer by Indiana Wesleyan. A lot to dance about. Josh Clifton is good. That gets 1 score back. Now Keiser up 7. They're going to receive this, so there's the response that Indiana Wesleyan needed.
Yeah, Indiana Wesleyan, a really bad end to that first half. It couldn't have gone, besides maybe a turnover for a touchdown, would have been the worst case scenario for Indiana Wesleyan to end that second half. Didn't get a touchdown, went down 2 scores. They had to score, and honestly, they had to score by the form of a touchdown to start this second half. They did that. Now your defense has to go back out there, and your defense has to stop Keiser, especially has to stop Keiser in the passing game. They are struggling. We were talking about it, Jonathan. Shea Spencer is having himself a really nice ball game, especially on the 5-yard passes that yards after catches are happening that are making these 5-yard passes further down the field. They have to cover the flats better.
Been very steady.
Yeah.
And speaking of steady, that was the best drive for Arjun. Lothe, 3 passes, 2 of them complete, 55 yards and a touchdown combined. So Arjun Lothe, his best drive, and now can the Wildcat defense stall out Keiser? That's been a tough aspect for him today. They got 1 drive. They forced 1 punt. They had turned it over 1 time, missed the opportunity to turn them over another time. Keiser so far has looked steady and strong. Tricky ball out of the back of the end zone, so a touchback for Keiser. Shea Spencer so far, 17 of 26 for 147, has a touchdown and an interception, but that completion percentage, 65%. Very good. They haven't had that many explosive runs, but they've had a few. They've had an 8-yarder, 9-yarder, 7-yarder. They've been able to get chunks on the ground.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, their entire game so far, it hasn't been explosive, but you said it right there, Jonathan. Keyword, chunks. If you can just stay on schedule. If you can get 3 yards on first down, that sets up a 2nd and 7. You get 3 or 4 again, that sets up a 3rd and short. Then an easy first down. They have to continue to do that.
And Desouza, no longer a mystery. He's been showing everybody what he's got. As Spencer pursued, flicks it downfield to Elisha Edwards towards midfield. A big pitch and catch on first down, gain of 24.
Yeah, and Vinci Solano, he got lost in the mess, really, and so that left open a wide open pass for Shea Spencer.
Vance Shepard has been busy. That's his 8th tackle. They've been largely avoiding Davion Turner. They've been going towards Shepard. 1st and 10. It's Miller up the middle. Strong run, knocks over 1, and then gang tackled close to, and it's just shy maybe of a first down. It's right there.
Yeah, Jonathan, you were talking about how many tackles that Vance Shepard has. It's not a good thing when your DBs and safeties have the most tackles on your team. These linebackers and defensive lines need to step it up. And the linebackers on the edges, the Sams and the Wills, they have to do a better job covering the flats.
Yeah, the top 3 tacklers for Indiana Wesleyan defensive backs. 2nd and 1. 2nd and less than 1. It's Miller. He almost lost the ball, but he holds on just enough for a first down to the 40.
And so he did get the first down. Jonathan, you'll see it on the replay right here. He does a beautiful job of, when he realizes he's sort of out of luck, falling forward, and then he gets hit backwards. But he did a good job of running forward.
Jaden Miller off to a good game. Shea Spencer over to the left flat and completes it up to the 20. That was Portia with the grab.
Yeah, and that was just a beautiful, beautiful play design on the pass downfield. You had Portia coming over. You had Desouza right there, I believe it was. And they just cross pattern, which made Solano have to hold up to go over, left him open.
Spencer moving the pocket. Will run and slides just shy of the 10. Got 9.
And that's where Spencer gets his rushes in. He's not a guy that's going to destroy you with his legs. He's not a Lamar Jackson type of guy that's just going to be splitting it both. But he is going to take, when he has the opportunity to run, he can hurt you.
And not Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick,
nope.
Steve Young. 2nd and 2. Miller, hesitation runs, it opens up, and he scores. Touchdown, Keiser, a hat trick for Jaden Miller.
And something that didn't happen on the field, that touchdown happened. Coach Rody took his headset off, walked straight towards Arjun Lothe. He's more than likely telling him, hey, defense didn't have our back right there. We got to go score again to give them another opportunity.
Yeah, Indiana Wesleyan down 2 scores again. So they're going to need to get one stop, at least one somewhere.
Yeah.
If Indiana Wesleyan scores every time. Dorian Hall, the freshman, on for another point after attempt and gets it through. 31-17 Keiser. Well, the Wildcats have always had very dynamic and quick laterally moving linebackers, whether it's Josh Davidson or Clayton Mosher, Luke Bays, all moved on, all graduated. And so Thomason, Franklin, and Sylvester have a lot to figure out. Blake Brumbaugh. Driven backwards. Great coverage there. Blown up by Keiser.
Yeah, and that one was really blown up because Drew Dutton, who was sort of the lead man once the return happened, got blown up by Cargill for the Seahawks. Really nice tackle.
Last drive was a great one by Indiana Wesleyan. They're going to need to have a few more of that. Spread out on 1st and 10. Lothe floats it over the middle. There's Isaac Smith. The passing game has arrived here in the second half. He'll be driven backwards, but it was a first down and a gain of 11.
Jonathan, wow is a simple thing to say for that play design. Isaac Smith faked a curl rat, sat down in space. You see Lothe pump faked it there, and then every DB just gave up, realizing, okay, he's going to stop there. Smith took off. Lothe with a nice strike over the middle.
And Isaac Smith, so good. His body control, whether in the air or on the ground. One of the best in the NAIA. A flag is down on the far sideline.
More than likely a false start on the offense.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, offense, number 82, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
He just lined up in the neutral zone?
Yeah.
So it was little mistakes.
Yeah, it's the mental mistakes, the false starts, the unsportsmanlike conduct, stuff like that is going to kill momentum of drives. A really nice first play, and then boom, a mental mistake.
That was Grant Irwin, who they are very high on at Indiana Wesleyan. Blitz up the middle, picked up. Lothe, plenty of time, and Simon Vincent is wide open but dropped it. He was hit by Anthony Wilson, the transfer from Central Missouri, a defensive back. He came in and applied the pressure, and Vincent, who was sure-handed a year ago, unable to secure it.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, Vincent should have held on to the football, but if Lothe would have thrown a better ball, leading him forward more towards the 50-yard line, towards the field side rather than the boundary, honestly, Vincent could have been gone.
2nd and 15. It's a handoff to Cameron Morrison. And they're not going to get much. Just a gain of 2. Kedrick Burley again on the play. Eli Bertrand, who's really had a wonderful game defensively for Keiser on the tackle.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that play call, simply because, yes, Whitwell's probably tired, so you bring him off the field, and you got to put Cameron Morrison out there. Call a play call that fits Morrison's style. That was an A-gap run. You got to focus on the outside with the speed that Morrison has, the shiftiness. Make him make another man miss.
Getting the start today, Eli Bertrand, 12 tackles in the season opener. Third and 13. Looking to lead Isaac Smith. It was behind him and incomplete. No flags.
And so, Jonathan, some consistency and honestly some good penalties have been called by the staff. That time, I don't think he turned around to make a play on the ball. We'll have to see on the replay right here if he turns around to make a play on it.
A little bit.
Kind of. He turns around. I can see it both ways, but I understand why the Wildcats were upset about that.
Now, Daniel Bello, the second-string cornerback on coverage to break up the ball. Jailbreak. Foley goes down. A flag almost came out, and it will be downed across the 30 at the 25.
That was Jack Doty. So a new punter in the game, Jonathan.
Yeah, Jack Doty, who's the backup kicker on the team. Having to spell Nolan Foley, that had been a major issue in the first half, was the punting. And so Josh Clifton, who can punt, not getting that assignment.
Said they go to the 5'5" sophomore from LaPorte, Indiana. And he delivers a boot down the field. A really nice first punt of the game.
51 yards. Best punt of the day.
Wow.
1st and 10 for Keiser, looking to really put the hurt on these Wildcats. There's the screen. It is well blocked, and Dallas Desouza zooming up the sideline. Vance Shepard nudged him out of bounds, but a huge gain. Dallas Desouza has been outstanding. The freshman has 15 more.
Yeah, and I love what Keiser's doing. They're constantly motioning their offense. They never sit. They constantly are doing some sort of motion, whether it's a run or a pass. Somebody is going in motion, and honestly, it is catching the defense for Indian Wesleyan off guard. Vance Shepard way too late to get over there.
And Mariko Porsche is a great blocker too, and he's very much involved. Pursued. Here's the screen to nobody. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Desouza got held up. Really nice coverage. Jonathan, that was a flat. Oh, here we go. Flag call.
Intentional ground. Offense. Number 16. Ball was placed at the spot of the foul. Lost it down.
I don't think he got to the line of scrimmage, and I don't think he's out of the tackle box either.
Yeah, no, that is a good call. And the fact that Desouza got held up, it was very obvious, and Spencer threw it to where, yeah, probably Desouza should have been, but he got held up easily 5 to 10 yards away from where that pass landed. That's probably the most uncharacteristic mistake we've seen from Spencer in this game. That one, and then that almost interception later in that second quarter.
2nd down and 20.
But going back to Jonathan on that play, Indiana Wesleyan stopped Desouza from going out in the flat. Really nice job covering the flats right there.
Well, Wildcats definitely need much more of that. From the pistol, Bo Beer didn't get much. Good run defense there by the Wildcats, surging through the line of scrimmage. Terry Sylvester on the tackle.
Jonathan, you know it was a really nice job by the defensive line when I just looked on the field and saw 3 Keiser offensive linemen on their backs. A really nice push up front by the big 4 for Indiana Wesleyan, and then the linebackers came in and cleaned things up for them.
This is for Indiana Wesleyan when they need a stop. There's still 7 minutes to go in the third, but as the feel of a big one for this defense for Indiana Wesleyan. Keiser could continue their conquest if they convert. That's Desouza in motion, but a flag is down. It might be a little longer.
Yeah.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Still, 3rd down.
And so, Jonathan, what might have been a passing situation for Keiser now backed up 5 yards further away from the first down. 3rd and forever. This may just be a simple run play to get your punter to be able to put Indiana Wesleyan deep in their own territory, but you never know.
Keiser did that earlier with the run to Beard.
Yeah, almost got a first down.
Miller's the running back. It will be handed off, and it will be Porsche. And it was a run, or a little shovel pass. Brad Allen on the tackle after a gain of 5, and out comes the punt team for Keiser. So Indiana Wesleyan gets the stop. They're down 2 scores.
And Jonathan, it's a tale of 2 stories. You know, Indiana Wesleyan goes down and score. Defense gives up a touchdown. Indiana Wesleyan offense comes back on in a need to score situation. They don't. The defense goes out there. Keiser doesn't do jack nothing, and now the offense comes back out. It just they have to start complimenting each other. They're not doing that, where Keiser pretty much all game has done a really good job of complimenting each other.
There might be a jack nothing watching this broadcast saying, come on, man. Nice punt by Dorian Hall. Playable for Grant Irwin. And he fumbled the ball. Indiana Wesleyan got on it. So Indiana Wesleyan will start on the 30 in an adventurous. The special teams have just been a wild adventure.
Grant Irwin, better go maybe buy some Chick-fil-A for Cameron Morrison after this football game, win or lose, no matter what.
I got the NAIA now. You could probably make that work.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you want to see the Wildcats do here? It seems like Indiana Wesleyan's been executing 80%. They haven't been able to get that final 20.
I 100% agree with you. Honestly, Jonathan, if they executed the extra 15, I would be perfectly fine with it. 10 or 15.
It's Ryan Whitwell. Close to a first down. A tumbleweed for 9 yards.
Ryan Whitwell with the carry. By number 70,
yeah, that's what I was trying to find. If that was Bertrand, that was a nice tackle by Bertrand.
2nd and 1. Whitwell again. He's going to have the first down. Another strong run. They're going to the Whitwell, and the native of Batavia, Illinois, is racking him up.
Yeah, Whitwell with a really patient run right there. It was intended for the middle gaps. Realizes they're not open. Bounces it out.
Not a third time. Out to the flat. Brumbaugh can't hold on.
And now Lothe, he's looking like he's delivering passes on time, and receivers aren't taking the time to first catch the ball. And you saw it with Vincent's drop earlier on the last drive. You see it right there with Brumbaugh. They have to catch the football first. You're going to get hit. Just embrace it. And if no one's there to hit you, then you can get some yards after catch.
5:21 to go in the third. 14-point lead for Keiser. 2nd and 10. Gets Vincent hit immediately on the play. The ball squirted out to Tommy Battle the 4th. Almost cut him in half.
Yeah, and Jonathan, right there, you see sometimes if you are really good at making your first read, your target, it can come back and bite you sometimes. That time, obviously, Vincent is Lothe's first read. There were some openings downfield that he probably should have kept running towards the sidelines and looked downfield, and if not, dump it towards the sideline.
Play clock operator, please reset the game clock to 5 minutes, 10 seconds.
3rd and 10. A.J. Schaefer came in to spell Simon Vincent. Quick hitter Cameron Morrison dropped it.
Jonathan, that's who you want. That's who you want in space out of the backfield. The running back you want in space is Cameron Morrison, and unfortunately, very similar to what happened to Brumbaugh, he took his eyes off the football, was going to make a play before he even had the ball in his hand.
The amount of either drops today or misreads, both of them. And you're just pointing to your head.
Yeah, it's all mental. I mean, it's simple as that. I know I say it's simple. It's not. I get it. I played football. It's not a simple thing to do, as he barely gets the punt off. It's a nice one, though.
Yeah, another dribbler, 40 yards. And Keiser will take over. And it seems like Indiana Wesleyan, they've put themselves in position to contend in this game, but whether it's the miscues or whatever, they keep giving Keiser the opportunity to just knock them out.
Yeah, when a team presents Indiana Wesleyan with struggles, you've seen this late in the postseason. Every single year they've made it deep in the postseason. When a team gives them some sort of issue on one side of the ball or stops something on either side of the ball, you see Indiana Wesleyan start to it almost like they're panicking, and they make some mental miscues. You saw it in the last game of the season against Benedictine. A ton of opportunities, never took advantage of them.
Will Keiser take advantage of this one? Quick hitter out to Portia, stood up by Arevalo. Didn't get anything.
They have tested Arevalo a lot out there with that exact play. All right, we're going to block Arevalo. He's not the biggest guy. We think we can block him. That time, Arevalo read it perfectly, lowered his shoulder into the block, broke through it, and then by the time he pushed the blocker into the receiver, nice play by Devin Arevalo.
Arevalo especially good going downhill, good attacking into the run. They've been trying to get him in space some. Spencer looks out to the flat. Turner in coverage, and the ball is caught. Nice grab there by Elisha Edwards. He's having a good game.
Yeah, tough catch by Edwards, and his numbers are showing it. Before that, 39 yards on the game so far. He averages 7.8 a catch. He's got a touchdown. His long is 24. He has been, yes, Desouza's got the more receptions, but Edwards has been more the reliable guy for Shea Spencer.
Yeah, 6 catches, 45, and a touchdown. 3rd and 4. Spencer by himself in the backfield. Cheeseborough almost got there, but there's a flag down and a completion to Desouza. It looked a little shy of the first down, but there's a flag anyway.
Yeah, and it's at the line of scrimmage, so I'm interested to see what this is going to be. Maybe an illegal motion. Or it could have been a holding.
Pat O'Donnell, the stage is yours.
Encroachment, defense, number 92, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's the second penalty on Antonio White today. He had the unnecessary roughness that would have erased.
Number 11.
Oh, okay, it's Anthony Cheeseborough. Both of them. This would go to our points earlier on miscues. Both of them are the experienced defensive line presence. Cheeseborough been here for a number of years. Antonio White been in the program for 3 years now.
Yeah, obviously everyone's human. They're allowed to make mistakes. But when your captains are making mistakes, that speaks a little bit more.
1st and 10. Looks down in the flat, trying to get to Desouza, and Shepard in coverage. It'll be second down.
That was great coverage by Vance Shepard. Earlier on that touchdown on the end zone going towards the street, right there at the S, Shepard was playing back. It almost seems as if he was playing a little scared, close in man coverage. That time, Velcro defense, Velcro coverage, stayed close on his man. And even if that ball would have been even close to catchable, it probably would have been knocked away by Shepard.
That'll be Shea Spencer all alone in the backfield. Close to 70% completion now, even after that one. Down to the flat, and it was Davion Turner and a flag in. That'll be he didn't get his head around, will be what they say.
Yeah, he didn't get his head around. I'd like to see this on replay to see if he did.
Oh, here you go. How about right about now?
Yeah. If he obstructed him at all.
Interference. Defense. Number 0. The pill will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Yeah, that's what I got to say. It was, again, those are so nitpicky. I can see how they go one way. I can see how they go the other way. You know, obviously, Davion Turner wanted some explanation.
1st and 10. Keiser fans are saying, yeah, that's a great call.
Oh, yeah.
Good call, ref. Pressure right up the middle. Grant Hathaway chasing. There's out to the flat, and a nice grab by Porsche. The reliable Mariko Porsche.
Yeah, and Porsche, that's what you got to do in scramble drill. When your quarterback's running out of the pocket, if you're going long, come back to him. Great job by Porsche to realize that Shea Spencer is running out of the pocket. Okay, he's looking at me. I need to come back to him.
Porsche, the leading returning receiver. Tied for the most catches last year as 6 for 60 today. Jaden Miller got a yard or two, and then breathing in was Terry Sylvester, the weak side linebacker. They said with Sylvester, if he'd stayed healthy in camp a year ago, he would have been a starting linebacker on what was a loaded linebacking room a year ago.
Yeah, Indiana Wesleyan, this is a big drive for their defense. If they can stop them, honestly, if they can hold them from getting a first down here, it'll be a tough field goal to make. You got to stop them right now.
Spencer turns to the weak side, completes it to Miller. Can he make a man miss? Almost. He got it to the 25, just across it. Picked up 5. And remember, Dorian Hall, he made a field goal earlier today of 46.
Yeah, Davion Franklin, he got held up on the out. I believe that was the tight end that came out on a out route. He got held up with him, and Vance Shepard is standing there saying, hey, I got you behind me. Go cover the flat.
If there is a field goal attempt, this is a 41-yarder, no wind. 3rd and 3. Spencer knocked down.
Connor Yates,
the junior from Troy, Ohio, got his hands up. And a flag comes in. A late flag waiting on the ground was Anthony Scribinlu, one of the freshmen who'd been in the mix for a starting spot.
There is no penalty on the play.
Yeah, and that was a flop.
They say those Bronx cheers. I think that's the Marion, Indiana cheers.
Yeah, somebody watched LeBron James highlights. That was a flop if I've ever seen one. I love it. I mean, hey, I'm here for it. You know, you do you, buddy. But that was clear case point on it.
Offense on the no correction. I thought for a second the holder is Shea Spencer, but the kicker is Dorian Hall. This is shorter than the last kick he made. 41 yards to put Keiser up 3 scores, and it is no good.
Huge, Jonathan. Absolutely massive. Now you give the Wildcats offense really nice field position. Shea Spencer, he's having a word with O'Donnell, the Whitecap. Not sure if maybe talking about possibly, hey, look for a late hit, look for something downfield maybe. That's, if I'm Austin Taylor, I'm noticing that, and I'm coming to my sideline, I'm saying, hey guys, Spencer just gave O'Donnell some sort of word. We need to be careful.
Well, so there's a minute 19 to go in the third. Indiana Wesleyan down 14. You have to think how many possessions there will be remaining in this game at this point.
Yeah, Indiana Wesleyan scoring by way of touchdown is a must on this drive.
It is Ryan Whitwell trying to weave his way through just shy of the 30.
I just love the way Ryan Whitwell runs. I mean, he's so patient. He falls forward, lowers his shoulder. I can see he is a every single down back.
2nd and 5. It is Whitwell again. And he's going to be harangued and hurled down by the linebacker Antoine Williams Jr., native of Miami.
Yeah, what looked to be a loss of 1, it was a gain of 2. I mean, those are things that Coach Rohde, when he looks at Morrison on the sidelines and says, do I want to put Morrison in? That's the reason Whitwell kind of stays out there every single time, is because he's going to get you those bully yards.
And Whitwell's gone over 100 for the day, 101 on 20 carries. It's Whitwell again, and he has the first down to the 35. Indiana Wesleyan moving up the field in short chunks. They have a new first down, maybe the last play of the quarter.
Yeah, Whitwell's running off to the sidelines, looking gassed. Morrison comes back out on the field to take the running back snap here.
Will the Wildcats get another playoff? No. We're going to the 4th. Keiser on the road, the number 2 team in the country, looking the part, leading the number 6 Wildcats by 14. Indiana Wesleyan begins the 4th with the ball, down 14, new set of downs. Here's Isaac Smith, scramble, drill, and blown up. Keiser all over it. Eli Bertrand in on the tackle again.
Yeah, sometimes if you're speedy, you can get caught doing a little too much. Right here, you see Smith broke down. I would have just rather him bubble out, go around Vincent, who is doing a pretty decent job of sealing off the outside area, and just get a little bit more yardage. That time, only got 1 because he sort of broke down, tried to do something shifty.
Didn't get much of anything on the 5th catch of the game for Isaac Smith, the All-American. Lothe settles into one, looks deep for Braxton Myers. Another big play to Braxton Myers, 35 yards.
Yeah, and Myers points towards the first down, and when you're fast, you're fast. Simple as that. If you can beat a guy off the line of scrimmage, just go. Lothe hurrying up here.
He's averaging over 30 yards per catch. A flag is down, the play blown dead.
Yeah, it'll either be a false start on Brumbaugh or Vincent down here on the near side.
False start. Offense, number 12. 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
Not the best first game thus far for Simon Vincent.
And honestly, that's not Vincent's fault, Jonathan, at all. Vincent.
There's the play from Myers earlier.
Yeah, that was a beautifully thrown football by Lothe. A nice catch by Myers. Lothe needs to look around. Yes, I know you're in hurry up, but look around. Make sure your guys are ready. He didn't do that.
It's Cameron Morrison. He's got some room, and he made back the original yardage and a little bit more. Picked up 7. Tommy Battle pushed him out of bounds.
Hey, if you're going to wear that turf tape from your shoulders all the way down to your wrists, you better be a dang good running back. And he showed it there. He's got a speed, broke around the outside. I like that. When Morrison's in the game, work the outsides.
Hey, look a little bit like Saquon Barkley out there.
I was going to say Kamara, but sure.
Here is Morrison again, using the blocker, close to a first down. Cameron Morrison starting to run hard here in the fourth.
Yeah, and again, Jonathan, yes, he's inside of the offensive line, but it's because the O-line's working towards the outside. They need to let Morrison run to the outside, run to the outside. Now Whitwell's in. The box may get crunched, but Whitwell is going to punch forward.
It is Ryan Whitwell, and he's close to a first down. They're going to mark him a little bit short, so it's going to be fourth down and short after a gain of 1.
This is 4-down territory. No questions asked.
I think if you asked it, you would get yelled at.
Yeah.
You think should we kick it? No.
I would probably be the worst broadcaster, honestly. This is clear-cut point, fourth down territory, especially the point in the game, the score, and obviously where they are on the field.
Keiser packs it in defensively. It is Whitwell. He gets through across the 15, falling towards the 14. 5 big yards. Eli Bertrand, another tackle. First and 10.
Yeah, and I'd love to see this one again. Logan Penhollow ended up on the left side of the O-line. Did he pull? Yes, he did. That's why. Look at that block. Boom. He blows him out of the hole, creates that hole for Ryan Whitwell.
First and 10. Morrison back in. Screened, Isaac Smith. Can he make a man miss? No, he's harangued down. A wrestling effort by Malik Raz.
Yeah, one thing Keiser has shown that they do, they watched film. It is clear that they watched film. Indian Wesleyan did that play a ton last year with Levi Tidwell and or Isaac Smith, one of the other blocking. They watched it, and they've done a good job against it.
Here's Cameron Morrison with those fresh legs. Fights his way inside the 5, out of bounds at the 3.
Lothe, tell him to hurry up. He's got to make sure his team's set. They're in 12 personnel. There's a lot of guys on the line of scrimmage. They need to be set.
Gain of 7 for Cameron Morrison. And it's Morrison. And he's hit and he's hurled forward to about the 1.
I'd keep going. I'd rush it again.
Antoine Williams on the tackle, one of the freshmen, picked up 2. There's the replay of the first run by Morrison.
Yeah, just absolutely tosses that man out of bounds. And then here's the last run. He's down close. Let's go.
And this is an inexperienced defensive line for Keiser.
Yep, a lot of replacement.
Cameron Morrison stonewalled by those replacements.
And see, Jonathan, that's the issue. They took their time versus if they would have been in a hurry up, you would have caught the D-line on their heels. You could have hurry up, quickly ran it down their throat. Instead, you let their defensive line sort of catch a breath.
3rd and goal. From the 1. They're going to push him. And he is short. 4th down and a couple inches.
Just do it again. I mean, I would seriously just go again. Get ready. Get your O lineman up. You're at the 1 yard line. You're gonna catch a breath on the sidelines in a couple seconds. Just go.
Effectively the ball game.
Courtois on the sideline. He's dressed up, not playing because of the hand injury. He is yelling down, telling that O-line, you got to get a push here. This is a statement play for this O-line.
They think the O-line is the strength of this team in more ways than one. The 3 tight ends shift back in.
13 personnel.
And a timeout taken.
Timeout. Indiana Wesleyan. That is their first timeout of the half.
Biggest play of the game coming up on the other side of this break. Biggest play of the game. 4th and 1. Touchdown, Indiana Wesleyan.
Jonathan, I said it, just do it again, and they did it again. They ran the QB sneak, the tush push. It's not going anywhere, and they did it right there. You got to either just hurry up or do the tush push again. They obviously didn't hurry up. They didn't have enough time to do it, had to call a timeout. Great job out of the timeout.
The extra point is good. 7-point ball game. A key drive coming up for Keiser. So it was a definitive drive on the ground mostly for Indiana Wesleyan. Now here's the flip side. That Wildcat defense needs to stop. And for Keiser is the message from Miles Russ, go win the game.
Oh, absolutely. This is simply put, yes, a field goal is going to give you a 10-point lead. You got to score. I mean, you have to create an extra ounce of separation. 2 scores by 14 is a much larger lead than a 10-point lead. You have to put it in the end zone, get 6 from your offense. And honestly, Jonathan, I know obviously he's the quarterback. It's ran through the offense has ran through him. That's the saying. That's the position that he plays. This drive is all up to Shea Spencer.
The median drive for Keiser is around 2 minutes 40 for a scoring drive, of their scoring drives. If they do it, it's just under 3 minutes for the most part. So if you look at the clock, that means Keiser would be up, if they score a touchdown this drive, they'd be up 2 touchdowns, most likely, 2 scores with 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, and I mean, that is enough time, but that's why I say, Jonathan, you need to get 14 or you need to get a touchdown, because up 14 with 7 minutes to go is a lot harder to come back from than up 10 with 7 minutes to go.
The return by Desouza. The hesitation move burned him. There's a flag down, too, on the far side of the field.
So he's tackled at the 19. This will go back to the 9-yard line. If it's a holding, and it probably is that, Jonathan, this is going to be huge field position.
It's a relatively inexperienced offensive line for Keiser, but this is where they have to rely on their leader of their team, the guy who embodies their mantra, grit, Shea Spencer, that quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. Here is O'Donnell with the call, getting it from the judges that threw it, the flag.
Holding. Receiving team, number 12. That'll be half the distance to the goal line from the spot of the foul.
That's Tommy Battle the fourth, who's played a wonderful game thus far, but it's going to set Keiser back, and it's going to get those cowbells a-rocking here in the Den of Nightmares.
Yeah, Battle, defensive player on special teams, and he's got to do the blocking. Sometimes they didn't really know to do the blocking. So no offense to any of my former teammate defensive players that might be listening.
But if they took offense, that's all right.
But hey, I mean, hey, sorry about you. You can text me later.
Ball on the 9. It'll be Miller on the far side of the field, and he's taken down by a couple Wildcats. Good gain of 6. Anthony Cheeseborough, Davion Turner involved.
Yeah, I don't. This has nothing to do with the play. It was pre-snap, but Vance Shepard and that was a Revelo switching positions. Not sure if they saw something.
Miller, as a flag comes tumbling in, would have been shy of the first down by about a yard and a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, it's going to be illegal motion on Desouza.
Offsides. Defense.
Wow.
Number 10. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
That's the weak side linebacker, Terry
down.
Sylvester.
That was horribly wrong on that. I thought Desouza wasn't set. Austin Taylor is beside himself on the sideline as the defensive coordinator, as he should be. Just pre-snap penalties from this defense are just mental mistakes.
New set it down as we're under 9 minutes to go. Taken down Miller, got 2. There's a run stop. It almost feels like setting up for a little over the middle.
Yeah, and New Wesleyan needs to be very careful. They have a 5-2 box right now. 5 down linemen, 2 linebackers on that previous play. If they're gonna bank on stopping the run, they need to make sure their secondary is ready.
Keiser, who normally moves quickly, running some clock. The number 2 team in the country taking on the number 6. 2nd and 8. It's Miller. He's got room, but he's snuffed out this time. Brock Thomason and Van Shepard had him ridden down. A big 3rd down coming up.
Terry Sylvester needs to go give Brock Thompson a high five. Terry Sylvester over-pursued way too much on that play. That run play was designed for him. He had to have been ready for that, over-pursued. Lucky Thomason was in there.
3rd and 7. Play clock at 5. Blitz comes. Looks for Edwards. Intercepted! Davion Turner. Down at the 38.
Davion Turner read Shea Spencer's eyes like a book. That was the best coverage I have seen. Look at him turning around, realizing it, almost a one-handed grab. Wow, what an interception by Turner.
Just under 7 minutes to go in the game. Indiana Wesleyan can tie with a touchdown.
A lot of time on the clock too, Jonathan.
Keiser's going to get another crack at this, one way or the other. Lothe over the middle, almost picked, a little too far beyond everybody. Malik Raz was the closest.
Yeah, and Lothe, he's got every right to be frustrated on that. Grant Irwin stopped. Grant Irwin's got to go. I know you're being double teamed. Find some sort of space. Don't just stop. He's yelling at Grant Irwin saying, go downfield, run.
2nd and 10. They fake it to Cameron Morrison. They get it to Braxton Myers, and he's wrestled down by Raz.
Yeah, sometimes you bank on your athleticism, and you're going up against athleticism. Great tackle by Raz in space to not bite on that move by Braxton Myers.
Picked up 4 on the play. It's Cameron Morrison. He's going to be close to the 1st down. This is, you're going anyway.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. I see Clifton. His hands are inside of his jersey and shoulder pads, looking like he ain't even going on the field. Lothe, he's saying, let's go for it. You got enough time on the clock to go for it as well. Indiana Wesleyan, the one thing they need to do, Jonathan, don't let the moment become too big.
Indiana Wesleyan today, 3 of 4 on 4th down. It's Morrison, just shy of the 20. The seas parted, and then an octopus wrestled him back.
Octopus, turf monster, you call it one thing, I call it the other. It looked like he got tripped up.
Tommy Battle had him. Timeout on the field. There's an injury on Keiser. Just over 5:30 to go. First and 10. Morrison in the backfield with Arjun Lothe. Lothe over the middle. Isaac
Who else than the first team all-conference receiver, conference offensive player of the year. He's probably going to go down as one of the better receivers in any Wesleyan history, and there's been some really good ones. Great ball by Lothe. Way to be there by Isaac Smith.
to tie the game. We are tied. 31 all, 5:23 to go in the game. Keiser, though, they get their chance for a rebuttal. They've led all game.
Rebuttal and a frustration drive. Keiser, just some miscues in that last drive, ended up in a Shea Spencer interception. The last time we saw Shea Spencer throw a pick, that following drive, he was very cautious with the football, took the shorter passes and let the offensive line do their work and run the ball. It'll be interesting to see their game plan, because obviously you're tied. You want to go win the game, but at the same time, you don't want to lose the game.
5 plays, 38 yards, and a minute 33 before Arjun Lothe found Isaac Smith for 21 yards. And now Keiser. Where's the pressure here? Is it on that Keiser sideline, or is it back on this Indiana Wesleyan's defense, which has been porous at times today?
It's not on this Keiser sideline. It's not on Indiana Wesleyan's defense. All the pressure's on Shea Spencer. Can he step up to this moment? You talk to the head coach Miles Russ, Jonathan. He said this is a proven year for Shea Spencer, and he's going to have to prove it here in week 1 on the road.
Desouza, the freshman, who's had a wonderful game thus far with a great return. He bursts free. Desouza to midfield.
Special teams, Jonathan. And Keiser is winning the special teams battle so far. Is it going to come and hurt Indiana Wesleyan? Penalty flag at the 26. Possible holding call.
Oh, this would be infuriating if you're a Keiser Seahawk fan.
Especially if you're Desouza.
What a play by Desouza. Pivotal words about to come from Pat O'Donnell.
Holding, receiving team, number 4, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
That was Anthony Wilson, who's had some big plays today, but the holding penalty brings them back. And now Shea Spencer, who has been a long-term quarterback for Keiser. He did not get to play in their last championship game because he was injured. He played last year, set program records for touchdowns, for yards. He was the offensive player of the game in the NAIA quarterfinals and the semis. His record, 412-yard game against Benedictine, is a postseason record for Keiser. And now game 1, 2025, the stage is set for Shea Spencer and Keiser. They'll hand it to Miller, and he's going to be engulfed.
Jonathan, the leaders on this defensive line have been struggling. That being Antonio White and Anthony Cheesebro. They have to step up on this play, on this drive right here. Antonio White, he stepped up right there on that play, pushing the right guard for the Seahawks, Tadarius Williams, into the running back, and absolutely going nowhere was Jaden Miller.
2nd and 7. Inside 5 to play. Looks out to the flat, has a first down, and a nice move by his leader and receiver.
Safeties have been playing great for Indiana Wesleyan in this game. The linebackers need to realize, all right, the safeties got my back on the deep ball, so do the cornerbacks. I need to basically just play zone coverage in the flat. They're not even playing zone coverage. They're staying in the box. You have to get out there.
1st and 10. It's Miller. He gets by Shepard. He almost got, but he gets by Solano. And the C's are way open. Miller to the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. 70 yards.
Jonathan, Coach Miles Russ says it is his time, and he proves it right there. We were talking about all the pressures on Shea Spencer. Jaden Miller says, no, I got our offense. I'm going to take us down the field. I'm going to put us up a touchdown. Yeah, we're up 6 right now. I'm about to make it 7 with 3:58 to go. But now all the pressure just got put on Coach Travis Palmer and Andrew Rohde for NAIA Wesleyan. They're going to have to call a perfect drive.
Dorian Hall makes the extra point. It is a 7-point lead. That run by Jaden Miller is not the longest of his career. He had an 86-yarder a year ago, but 70 in the clutch.
Yeah, and obviously you need breakaway speed to have an 86-yard touchdown run, and you saw his breakaway speed right there. Vance Shepard had the tackle and absolutely whiffed on it. You have to make that tackle.
Vinci Solano also got ran over on the play. 2 Wildcats there, and Jaden Miller, the sophomore from Miami, would not be denied. Now the Wildcats have to do it again.
He's got a net of 138 on the day. Just
pretty
got
good.
70 of that from that one run right there.
He's had a good day before that.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty. That was a boost. What a game we've had to kick off the 2025 season. We said in the pregame, premier game in the NAIA of the weekend. And now it's turn for number 6, Indiana Wesleyan, for their answer. Up the far sideline, rolled out of bound. Good return by Drew Dutton, the sophomore from Reno, Nevada.
Yeah, very good return by Drew Dutton. And here we go. Andrew Rohde, Travis Palmer, both of them sort of split the offensive play calling. Andrew Rohde was arguably the best offensive coordinator in the country at Morningside, and before that at Concordia. He led Morningside to a national title. And can he do it here on this drive for the Wildcats?
It'll be Morrison, and he's going to not get to the line of scrimmage. Keiser all over him.
Yeah, and there's that big defensive front for Keiser, imposing their will on this offensive line for Indiana Wesleyan. I don't see one Wildcat offensive lineman on the other side of the line of scrimmage. All of them were in the backfield getting pushed back.
2nd and 11. Morrison, he'll try it again. This time he does get back to the original line of scrimmage, but not much further. 3rd down and long as we get close to 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I don't get this play calling. I don't understand why you're running the ball. Running the ball takes time off the clock, and they're not getting much on it. I get it. You want to run on the first play. Cool. You don't get anything on it. The clock is still running. Go to the pass, because at least if it doesn't work out and it's an incompletion, it stops the clock.
Also trying to set up play or overtime, which Indiana Wesleyan's never played. Third and 9. Lothe trying to run with it. He's not going to get far. There is a flag down.
I wouldn't be surprised, Jonathan, if this is a face mask. I thought I saw someone go up, tackle Lothe up top. Here we go.
Oh, they got him.
Yeah, I think so. I believe right there, number 10.
Here it is.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 10. It's a 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Big penalty by Keiser.
Wow.
Maybe one of they've had a few miscues. They've largely been very sharp, but that one, a doozy.
Tristan Van
Their best linebacker.
Yeah, just wrong place, wrong time. Tackled Lothe high. Unfortunately, he tackled him so high, he was forced to go down, and on his way down, he grabbed his face mask.
The most experienced linebacker, Tristan Van. It's Morrison. They're staying on the ground to get to the outside, and he gets out of bounds. It is another slight gain for Indiana Wesleyan. Got a couple.
Yeah, I'm just confused right now with this play call, honestly. I don't get why they're running the ball. If they're up, cool, running it. Or if it's tied, cool, running it. I get it. We're about to have the 2-minute timeout. Probably won't be able to get a play off here.
Correction, there's no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 on the other side of that 2-minute timeout.
That is a 2-minute timeout.
Lothe is injured as well.
So it will be 2nd and 10, and we'll have that on the other side.
For the Wildcats, number 46.
2 minutes to go. Arjun Lothe, the Indiana Wesleyan quarterback, with a limp. Second and 10. Back-footed, and then there was a lot of consternation, and a flag comes in. A lot of contact pre-pass.
Yeah, that's going to be a pass interference, the easiest one of the ball game so far. That'll go on Anthony Wilson.
It's a couple penalties he's been involved on.
Holding. Defense. Number 12. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
So Keiser penalties is how Indiana Wesleyan's been moving the ball here on this pivotal drive.
Yeah, and there was 2 penalties on the play. One was pass interference, one was a holding. They chose to just go ahead and call the holding call as the "you can't do that's" ran in from the student section.
Lothe able to set his feet, and Kate completes it to Simon Vincent up the sideline. Gain of 15. Vincent's been struggling, but there's a big catch.
Beautifully thrown football, beautiful catch by Vincent. He knew he was going to get hit. They were playing man coverage on him. He knew he was going to get hit the second he caught the football. He brought it in, got his foot down, got pushed out of bounds. Great focus.
From the 30, 1st and 10. Clock frozen at 1:49. Got it off just in time. Looking for Braxton Myers, who's out of bounds.
Wow, Braxton Myers caught it, got carried on his shoulder, out of bounds.
Yeah, he landed on Malik Raz, and Raz gave him the shove.
Yeah, he gave him a shove, more so the carry. Look at that. Yeah, and honestly, he almost got his foot in bounds. It looked like it was just out of bounds in the white, right at the 1.
And it's 2nd and 10. Same thing, but he overthrew him.
Jonathan, again, Lothe's frustrated. Grant Irwin stopped. That's the second time that's happened. Grant Irwin stopped in the middle of his route. He needs to just go. I do not understand why Grant Irwin is stopping the second he gets hit in coverage. It's press coverage. You're going to get hit. Just keep running.
Yeah, Grant Irwin subbed out, and Andrew Rohde saying the same thing. 3rd down and 10. Wildcats need a touchdown to tie.
Notice the back in the game, more of the catching back in Simpson or Morrison.
He cranks one deep, looking for Braxton Myers. That one also overthrown. 4th and 10.
Yeah, that time, that one was Lothe's fault. I understand why you want to do it, but It was third down. I really wish he would have been more focused towards the middle of the field. Guarantee yourself an easier fourth down conversion. Now it's 4th and long, and you're forced to do something similar or get a 10-and-out route. I did get something to note, Jonathan. Whitwell is hurt right now.
Ryan Whitwell being attended to on the sideline. 3 straight incompletions by Arjun Lothe. For everything. Just beyond the grasp of Blake Brumbaugh. And a turnover on downs. Keiser 80 seconds away from a massive road win.
Yeah, minute 20. Only 2 timeouts. And Jonathan, that timeout that Indiana Wesleyan was forced to call on when they scored that touchdown on the tush push, that unfortunately it's going to come back and bite them if they're able to get some stops and call some timeouts. I just don't think they have enough timeouts for the little amount of time that's left on the clock.
And this is the experienced quarterback, Shea Spencer. If Keiser can milk some time before taking the knee, and it's going to help being in the pistol. Hand it off to Miller. Miller's down. Here's the first timeout. So the Wildcats
Timeout. Indiana Wesleyan. It's their first time out of the half.
would conceivably get the ball back with about 20 seconds to go if they prevent Keiser. And if Keiser doesn't do anything really smart but silly by just snapping the ball and running around in the end zone.
Yeah, and we've seen some mental miscues from Indiana Wesleyan.
That is their second timeout of the half.
I wasn't going to correct him, but we've seen some mental miscues from Indiana Wesleyan on both sides of the football. They're honestly they have their fingers crossed, and they're saying, is it Keiser's time to make a mental miscue? Is it their time to make the mental miscue? Keiser's played a fairly clean game.
Please reset the game clock to 1:17.
And Keiser, first of all, just what an awesome game.
Oh yeah,
thus far.
Great.
Highs and lows, and little mistakes on each side. A little sloppy at times, brilliant in others. And now Keiser trying to salt away what remains of this game.
Yeah, and honestly, Jonathan, I'm talking about Wesleyan. Their mental miscues have come really all over the place, pretty much all on defense. Where on the flip side, for Keiser, their only real mental mistakes have been the 2 interceptions from Shea Spencer.
Indiana Wesleyan with one more timeout. And they will throw it, and it's going to be completed. And there's the tight end, Ben Hayes. He stays in bounds towards the 50. And Keiser is going to come to Indiana and leave with a win.
Yep, and that's going to make them now 7-4 against top 10 opponents and continue that regular season undefeated streak against NAIA schools for Keiser.
Yeah, they're 7-1 in openers. Great mark against ranked teams. And for Indiana Wesleyan, this is the first home game that they've lost in a long time. First regular season home game that Indiana Wesleyan's going to lose in 4 years, almost 5 years now.
And Jonathan, you never want to lessen a win or make a loss not as big of a deal, but it would have been flip-flopped for these two teams. Had Indiana Wesleyan upset Keiser, that would have had drastic effects on Keiser's final ranking if both teams end up just winning out. It would have had drastic impacts on Keiser's overall standings in the top 25 coaches poll at the end of the season. Where for Indiana Wesleyan, you just lost the number 2 team in the country. They've been to the national championships 3 years in a row. This loss, and it's not a conference loss, this isn't as impactful of a loss to the end result of your top 25 polls as it would have been if Keiser would have lost.
But a loss nevertheless. Indiana Wesleyan will get St. Xavier next week on a night game here at Wildcat Stadium. Keiser will have a bye week before playing Bethel. That's Tennessee's Bethel on September 13th. But a rare feeling here at Wildcat Stadium where Indiana Wesleyan comes out with a loss. But for Keiser, they are their goal early season is to have big matchups, get them to test. And Miles Russ said he felt this was not only good for his team, this is good for the NAIA to get a matchup.
That is Keiser's first timeout of the half.
To get a game of this caliber here early in the season, playing a school they normally don't get to, and the Seahawks, they came up and they showed out.
Yeah, exactly. And looking at Indiana Wesleyan last year, when they played St. Xavier, they won 39-7.
One more snap. And the Keiser Seahawks looking on their redemption tour to get one step higher. They begin with a road win. A final at Wildcat Stadium. Keiser 38, Indiana Wesleyan 31.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watch both of these teams shake out at the end of the season, Jonathan. There is a very high possibility this is not the last time Indiana Wesleyan sees Keiser. Will it be down in Florida, or will it be back up here in Marion, Indiana? We'll have to wait and see. It's a long season.
On behalf of our entire crew, back in the truck, Nathan Johnson, statistician Tom Zanamon, Owen Addison, I'm Jonathan Mathis, bidding you adieu from Marion, Indiana. Keiser takes down Indiana Wesleyan in a battle of top 6 teams, 38-31.